Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to discuss the Fairly Odd Parents episode. This one is about Timmy growing up too fast. This episode starts with Timmy getting the worst day of school due to his small size. His bully Francis is way too tall and manly to be considered a child, is holding Timmy's pink hat out of his reach. Then when it comes down to Timmy being on the football team, every kid looks like a grown man compared to him, who is used as a ball because he's so small. When he gets home, his parents immediately disappoint him as they want to spend their time alone from him, and they're practically gloating about it to his face as they decide to let Vicky babysit. How these two idiots don't notice the ominous in their own house when this girl arrives beats me. Once Vicky does her usual pleasantries and after the parents leave, she shows her true mean self and orders Timmy to go to bed early despite it being 6 p.m. Timmy has enough of being little since it is annoying when someone's bigger and older than you telling you what to do. He fantasizes what it will be like to be an adult and what he thinks is all good from him looking like a Chad to somehow getting back at his bullies. So Timmy wishes that he was older and starting the trend of the entire series of not being specific with his wishes. Thanks to that, Timmy looks like a gross, hunky adult version of himself who's already lost hair on his head. What's worse, he can no longer wish for anything since his fairies can only grant wishes to kids. They can still hang out with him since it isn't in their rule book. Timmy then begins to see that being an adult is not as great as he thought, as it was like all the responsibilities like driving in heavy traffic, making the day go on for too long and boring, shaving incorrectly, causing a lot of pain, an old lady beating him up saying it's creepy for another adult to offer help unless she's the one to ask for it. Then seeing a movie that has too many things that his boy brain can't take, and after he ate at a restaurant, the bill is beyond his allowance, so he had to work out the debt at the restaurant. When he went home, Vicky, thinking he was a burglar, had to beat him out of the house. He had no choice but to sleep on his school bleachers in the football field, while Vicky, who could not find him as a kid, had to buy time to find him or else she would be in big trouble. Next day, Timmy got the chance to act on another of his fantasies like beating up Francis. All he did was flick him on the ear, but Francis, seeing two police officers fake cries to get Timmy in trouble since, despite how gross and manly Francis is, he is still a child at the end of the day, and adults who are not their parents being putting their hands on a child is just grounds for an arrest and worse. After Timmy got away from the cops, a fairy shows up to inform Wanda and Cosmo that they are to be reassigned to another child since Timmy is now physically too old to have them. Timmy must constantly give this guy $5 to buy himself some time, as he figures that if he acts like a child at heart, then maybe their magic will work for him again so he can wish himself back to a kid again. Of course, since Timmy is an adult, everything that he does that a kid even younger than him can do is both creepy and painful since being an adult also comes with some body pains as Wanda checks him to learn that he's older than they would like. Timmy greeted Vicky, who was trying to find him in kid form, and she responded with the same techniques that she used to kick him out of the house. This helps Costa grab him and they put him in prison. Timmy gets his one free phone call, and when he calls home, his adult voice made it hard for his parents to believe that he was their son. That had to hurt, and what finally made him lose his mind is when the fairy returns to finally take Wanda and Cosmo away, as Timmy fully breaks down and cries like a baby, declaring that he doesn't want to be an adult and that he wants his mom and dad. This helps him be a kid at heart, and he managed to wish himself back to being a kid again. Thanks to this, Timmy got to keep his fairies, and he's released since the cops don't know about the existence of magic, and kids like Timmy don't belong in an adult prison. Vicky is also relieved since she is safe from having to explain to Timmy's parents where he's been. The episode ends with Timmy still dealing with Francis' bullying, but he's proudly claimed that it beats being bald and having no hair on his back, which Francis could not say the same as he already got back hair, and Timmy gives him the tools for shaving, which got Francis the same pain that Timmy got as Timmy, Wanda, and Cosmo laughed at Francis. My final thoughts on the episode is that the show could have made some positive things about being an adult. All Timmy got is all the worst things about being an adult. The responsibilities and learning that he might look repulsive when he gets too old was just too much for him. At least let your child audience see something good about being an adult instead of letting them see the worst of it. The best lesson to take from the episode is not to grow up too fast. We all have one childhood, and if we don't have anything bad in our personal lives, then appreciate being a kid while you can. That's all, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more.